Hello, hello. I welcome you to episode 5 of Task 5. It's been a lot of information being able to be shared, and we're going to continue to speak. And on this episode, it's speaking about some of the lessons that have emerged from the data collection, the generation, and the collection of data, along with the analysis. So, during our assignments, this was something that took a lot of trial and error, and I am so glad that I was able to have this exposure prior to actually beginning I'm actually working on my dissertation and the research. So one of the primary things to be able to ensure is not to double check, but to triple check aspects, especially when getting that information, getting the recordings and the transcripts back from anybody that I'm going to interview. So in the future, I'm going to, as I've said before, and I believe episode 2, um, this is going to be something that recordings are going to be continuous between me and the participants and myself. Um, what happened when doing one of the earlier task assignments is that I had two recordings. And even after I trial and error how the first recording with CS, um, and when I went through that process and received a transcript, received a recording that was phenomenal, that I appreciated, I did not double check to see if the other the continuing the following interview with AA was going to go through the same premise, providing me the information in the format that I wanted it. So because I did not double check when I did the recording, that went very well. There was no transcript that was able to be provided on that immediate basis following the interview. And yet the interview between AA and I went very well. So this was an immediate, my heart started pounding on this, figuring out what was the process. And I was able to find a process of sharing the video and getting a transcript back. But in comparison to the Zoom, there was a less quality of the transcript, which which that meant that I had to be very particular and add even more um, focus on dissecting the information, dissecting who was speaking, who was not speaking between me and the participant and myself. So that was one of the lessons that I will make sure to make sure that I do not make that same mistake. And pertaining to the recordings, pertaining to the questions, pertaining to the beginning to the ending, to really triple, not double, but again, to triple check. I would not be upset with quadruple checking to make sure everything is aligned as I foresee it to be provided back to me, to make sure that process, overall, to make sure that to work hard first, to be able to relax a little bit later with the entire process. That is one of the lessons that one of the main lessons that I took away from this process. So that's all from this episode, episode 5 of Task 5. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Have a good day.